Hello once again, people, and welcome to yet another episode of You2. If you've been paying attention to my last two videos, you will have known that I kind of been dealing with some various technical difficulties. Specifically, 2 videos ago, I had some weird lag going on with my level selection, and then the last time around, I had some other weird issues with audio. I believe both of them had to do with CPU cycles and the exact number I chose. So after some modifications, some further testing, I have actually tested out some recordings with this one. Everything seems to work fine. So I'm gonna believe it is. And let's hope for that. Watch as everything breaks apart at the seams now that I'm actually trying it. In the real test. But yeah. So last time around we did like a pair of multiplayer levels anyway. So it wasn't exactly the end of the world for really seeing much. You get to see the level, get to see the geometry, and that's really all that kind of matters. You see the geometry, you've seen basically everything. So this time around we'll be checking out a single player level actually. Entering Evil Death. So, yeah, really, that's really all I can say about it, besides the fact that of course makes me think of Evil Dead. And that, of course, makes me reckon back to the beginning of this playthrough, where we had Groovy said. Who knows, maybe they were actually fans of, like, Evil Dead, or maybe, I think it's more likely that they were just fans of Duke Nukem 3D, because, a lot of the extra messages in that first level happen to be other things said by Duke, so, yeah. But you never know, one tied to the other. Anyway, here is the level of the day, which should be pretty interesting. And why is that? Because the fact of the matter is that there's a weird blue thing going on in the middle of this whole thing. Yeah, it's like a bunch of blueness. And the color blue makes for a fun level, as I've said. See? I've guaranteed a fun time. In fact, this is a different shade of blue than the one we had. Well, that's interesting, but I won't care. Instead, I shall care about killing 20 enemies. Yeah, let's do this. Bring it, baby. Okay, it's one guy down, second one down, and a freaking knight. Kill me! You can do it! Well, you were terrible. And here lies my buddy. He tried, but he was a terrible friend. He didn't know the first thing about anything. Oh god, there's a killer dog. Here's a killer dog. And so everyone's dead, except this dog! Die! Who else wanna die? I'm a homicidal maniac with a shotgun. I'm willing to shoot anyone. I really don't discriminate. I believe everyone should have the right to be shot equally. In the face. Wait, what the? Oh boy! We're gonna have a Vore here, people. Yep, this might be the first Vore of the entirety of Q2. So there we are, we have Vores now. Yeah, a lot of the enemies that were in, like, the non-shareware version take a little bit of time to appear, but they're appearing slowly more and more. And now, apparently, we're getting Vores. So we need more ammo to face off against the Vore. Get all these shells, that will help. That and, killing this ogre here. And, of course, the Enforcers, which allow for a lot more cell ammo. I think I see a spawn over there. I don't like that. Okay, I see 2 spawns. This is bad news. Okay, we need to move back now. This is getting really bad. Let's take him out before... Yeah, the doorways here are bigger than they have been in the past, so yeah, the fiends can actually move around, which is a very new feature that isn't normally seen in levels. You know, the fact that actually fiends can, you know, do things. Okay, one spawn down. 2 spawns down, without either one hop at me. That's brilliant. Oh, look, a nail gun. That'll help even more. Nail gun. Double-barreled shotgun. Let's get this pentagram, just to ensure my protection. Die! It's a maniac grenade! What am I doing? I am being a hero. The hero no one wanted, but the hero everyone needed. Hi. Well, that was pathetically easy, mainly because I had the pentagram to basically destroy everything. Yeah! Also, yes, this is the level that basically had the wooden pillars before. The one that I believe, if I'm correct, didn't work in multiplayer, or did it? I forget if it did or didn't. I think maybe it did. But yeah, it was that one level that stood out for having these wooden areas here, and kind of was the first one to bring back staircases. I think it was before the Spelunking pair. Might have even been one of the Spelunking ones, so not 100% sure. But, yeah. This level has the wooden pillars seen in that other level, and this is basically the one that uses that same geometry. As usual, every single multiplayer Q2 level generally has a single player variant. Unless you're talking something really weird and arbitrary like body parts. That one actually didn't get like a twin. But yeah, for most of these, they have them. I think there's another level for Q2 that didn't get like a multiplayer one. I forget it off the top of my head. I'd actually have to like look at like Quick Eye or whatnot. There, I documented like every level that's like another level. But yeah, too lazy to look it up here. I'm not doing research. I'm shooting things and being a hero and making it to the next level. That's what Quick Eye is there for those random details that you want to see like further details on. So yeah, if you're curious for more, visit your local library. And yeah, I'm pretty bored. So that's the end of the level. As usual, I kind of already talked about how exactly it was designed as a multiplayer level. As a single player, of course, it's going to work better. Mainly because linearity is more tolerable in a single player compared to a multiplayer design. Even though linearity still is pretty boring because that's kind of what we old school gamers are supposed to be against for modern design. Though I consider honestly like a lot of these shooters to be relatively linear. The main thing is the fact of the matter that you can explore little sides and whatnot. Um, so yeah, it's more about the fact that you have secrets and little areas off the side that you can explore more than actual non-linearity. You don't really get that until you're talking like Thief. Um, some stuff in Unreal's heavily non-linear, I can tell you. Um, but yeah, like generally speaking, there's different ways in Quake. There's definitely like sometimes different routes, but generally speaking, it's pretty direct in the routes that you go. Um, like I think like E4M4 is a good example of a level that's a bit more open in Quake. But yeah, it tends to be pretty direct in the way you need to go to get forward. So linearity can't exactly be the thing we gripe about the most in Q2. And therefore we'll focus more on actual level quality, which, of course, as usual for Q2 level, is still going to stink. Why does this stink? Because the fact of the matter is that the pentagram protection with only 20 enemies means that you pretty much get overpowered really, really easily. It's the fact of the matter that you don't have to use it, but then it becomes kind of like an arbitrary challenge. It's the fact of the matter is that there should be some sort of balance going on to not make you ridiculously overpowerful, and have something that kind of makes it that way it's actually a pretty fair, legitimate thing that just is normal. Quake did it all the time, and some Q2 levels have done it better. But yeah, I guess the thing going for it here is the fact of the matter that we do get enemies that can actually move around. Fiends can actually get through doorways because they kind of made the doorways bigger. That's been a big problem with a lot of the earlier levels that we've been checking out, is the fact of the matter that these fiends cannot get through doorways. And it's become a very easy to abuse thing, whereby fiends cannot hurt me at all. So actually seeing two fiends here that could actually chase me around is a nice little welcoming thing. Is I don't think we've seen a level like that at all in Q2. But, we still have a lot of different flaws here, specifically the, like two enemies to a room type thing. it was like almost like a pattern. And like I said, the fact of the matter that for most of it, it was pretty much simplistic enemies. And near the end, there was harder enemies, but you even had a thunderbolt. I didn't even really like use the thunderbolt or whatnot. But if I'd wasted all my thunderbolt ammo, I could have simply used something else easily to replace it. Um, Picked up the nail gun and used that on the Vore instead with the pentagram, or just started blasting to death with the double-barreled shotgun as fast as possible. In any event, it really wasn't exactly like the biggest of risks. I don't really see how you'd struggle at all on this level, and I guess that's a big problem. Though, one reason I would say this is an issue is probably because the fact of the matter that Q2 does not have difficulty. Like, it doesn't have different difficulty settings. You only have one difficulty level per level. So the problem with it is, simply put, Nightmare, of course, is going to make enemies a bit harder because they cause more damage. But other than that, you're not going to have like a balanced amount of resources and enemies for your skill level. It's basically some base thing. So I guess basically this is what it'd be like normal, whatnot. And even like id Software's levels, of course, for normal would be lower. Because the skill window for FPS at the time was a lot lower. I'm not really sure they knew exactly how difficult they could kind of get away with. And yeah, Quake exactly wasn't the most like infamous for. Quake was exactly the best for like straight out challenge, especially compared to things that came like Unreal and whatnot. But it's still it's still there and whatnot. And like I said, it has a lot going for it. But like I said, one thing that it does not have was difficulty to the extreme. It was difficult for its time. Just like Doom, I guess, would be difficult for its time, but just like Doom, it gets kind of easy because we're so used to the mechanics, and it's basically the basis for everything else. Um, and there's really nothing here being thrown at us that's really abnormal, besides like spawns or whatnot like that. And of course, in the base game, it became really, really rough with a shotgun start. And there's certain examples whereby it kind of got rough, especially the final few levels. When they started massing amounts of spawns at us. But yeah, we don't get much roughness in Q2, not like that. As you see, I may die on occasion, but Q2 definitely is not the pack if you're looking for challenge. I would say it's more about the quantity and basically banging through every level. Generally speaking, these levels can kind of be completed really, really quickly, and you'll just kind of be left saying, okay, next level. And I actually kind of, in a way, almost get concerned because I can blast through these so quickly that it becomes almost worrisome because I'm worried, am I going too fast at it? And that's the biggest problem, the fact of the matter that it really lacks any sort of real challenge. Especially after we have just finished a massive project with the shotgun start of regular Quake, which is something that's not supposed to be done like that, and made it ridiculously rough for us. This basically, in comparison, feels almost like a joke. So, yeah. Anyway, I've been ranting for a little bit of time. I know I probably am kind of getting a bit more talkative lately. I guess that's a good thing because lately it kind of was kind of getting, I don't know what to talk about kind of territory. And I didn't want it to go that way. So, having some more words to say here and there is pretty good. Anyway, thank you very much all for watching once again. It has been an adventure. I'm making progress through Q2. And I shall see you all next time.